2 minutes to play and no score yet here in this second half.
Bierman will try to slow things down. Freeman at the low post. Fadeaway jumper. And that's going to be a foul given up here by Alex Cabagnot.
Looked like Cabagnot was planning on giving up the foul, but Yap was losing the ball, and too late. He had already decided to give up that foul.
Over to Dominic Uy with a story from the dugout.
Thank you, Vito. They want to be able to do a better job on the small guys against the San Miguel Beermen. Also, Coach Ryan felt that they gave up too many fouls, which resulted in free throws for the other team. And also, he said rebound, 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 so that Gabe Freeman can't dominate. On the other hand, on offense, what they want to do is be able to run to their spots quicker so that they can actually execute their offense better.
Thanks for the report, Dominic. And Gabe Freeman trailing Joseph Yo there and finishing up what Yo started, and that has led to a now double-digit lead for the San Miguel Beermen, tying their biggest lead of the ball game. We'll be right back. We return to the Araneta Coliseum for the continuation of the third quarter. Over to Magu Marjon with this report.
Vito, all is well at the San Miguel camp. That was the story at the half. According to assistant coach Gia Bonita, they only talked about a couple of things. It was their minor adjustments on their defense on Washam and James Yap, and of course extending their defense to the 24th second to not let the BMAG get bailout baskets. Vito?
Well, thank you, Magu, and that was close to a bailout basket by Roger Yap. He was just offline. Now the Beermen could extend their biggest lead of the ball game. In comes Washington. Washington all the way to the hoop.
He was so great about that attack dribble. He went right at Rafi Rivas' shoulder, gave Rivas no choice. Either Rivas had to give up the foul or get out of the way and let Jay Wash get that layup.
And Washington now with 10 points. In comes Washam. Washam in the paint. Off the glass.
You know, I watch his game and I just think crafty. He's gonna make some tricky little shots, some nothing fancy, but just good.
I think that's the key, really. I mean, he's so effective, but without having to be, the highest flying import in the league, because he's definitely not. And Jay Freeman smartly finding Jay Washington.
Nice off the pick and roll. Freeman playing a little point guard off that screen, finding Jay Wash with the perfect pass.
James Yap gets some space, and he cans it.
Well, he's got such a good first step that when he sells that jab step, he gives a quick, hard ball fake and jab step, the defender has to respect it, and then he's got space for that nice pull-up jump shot he's got right there.
7 minutes and 48 remaining in the third quarter. The Beermen keeping their eye on the clock, and that sails through the fingers, but it's last touch by BMAG Derby Ace.
Well, way too much standing around on that possession for San Miguel. It looked like nobody really knew what they were in on that play.
So Rivas heads to the bench, replaced by Don Aliado. 4 seconds for this play by San Miguel. In comes Arwin Santos, moving jumper.
Oh my! Arwin with the rainbow over a tough challenge from downtown.
That was a beauty of a shot by Arwin Santos.
Wow.
Llamados looking for an answer here. Bingris. Oh, how he found Don Aliado, I don't know, but Aliado had the door slammed in his face, and here comes Arwin Santos, back-to-back baskets.
But I think Coach Ryan's going to need a timeout. San Miguel's opened up this 16-point lead in this crucial knockout game for BMAG, and all the momentum is with San Miguel.
This game is hanging in the balance. Beermen looking to break this game wide open. We've got a 30-second timeout brought to you by Handy Fix and First Aid ng Bahay Mo. Bonds all, seals all. On your screens, the BMAG Derby Llamados, who are playing their 63rd game of the season, and that ties the PBA record for most games played since the two-conference format. And they've been through so much already in this conference alone.
Yeah, well, you got to figure that fatigue is a factor. It can never be an excuse, but it can probably be a legitimate factor. And in this little run, this guy, Arwin Santos, made all the big plays. I mean, that's just a really high degree of difficulty shot, and he drains it from deep with a little fade. In the very next possession, he blocked that shot and then gets the reward on the other end with the layup. It's been all Arwin Santos in those last 3 plays.
The lead now extended to a whopping 16 points for the Beermen. And we want to acknowledge Hanes, the official underwear of the PBA. James Yap for 3. Pingris getting the offensive rebound, and he breaks through.
Just doing what he does best, you know, hanging around the basket, giving himself opportunities. Mark Pingris, coming off that huge game last game, continues to play well.
Kabagnot trying to get Freeman, but it's yes, it was a steal by B-Meg Derbies.
Well, when B-Meg went on their run in the second quarter, they came out in the zone. And they've done that here, adjusted out of the timeout. They went back to the zone defense, hoping that it'll help them generate some momentum and get some stops again.
Artadi waiting on the other end. James Yap, the fake, leads in. And it's going to be last touch, San Miguel.
James doing a good job off the dribble, getting Kabagnot up in the air. And, you know, he's got to feel, as you said to start this quarter, feel a lot of the weight because he's such the go-to guy for this team. And they're down, the season hanging in the balance.
Washam with a good look from the outside there. Past the halfway mark now of the third quarter. Beermen trying to impose their will here on the Llamados. Oh, look at Joseph Yo get pinned down. And Yo's really asking for a foul.
Looked like he might have gotten me a few times on that play, but no calls to the ball with B-Meg.
Pingris backing down on Washington. Finds Artadi. Artadi gets free. Yes.
Well, I think if there's going to be a run, guys like Paul Artadi are going to need to help. You heard Joseph Yo at the halftime interview say they double off the point guard. San Miguel is making that gamble, leaving Artadi and Yap open from the 3. One of those guys is going to have to step up and make some shots just like Artadi did right there.
Arwin Santos looking for his second 3 of the night. Yes!
The first one was clean. The second one was bouncing around about 6 times before it dropped.
And the trajectory of his shot, I think that's what keeps people on the edge of their seats. Because it gets so high up. James Yap against a triple team. And it's a steal. Quickly to Arwin Santos. Santos to release. No.
And you got, I mean, what a terrible position to be in if you're Pingris and Artadi back there. You've got Arwin Santos and Gabe Freeman running at you with a full head of steam. Just good luck, guys. Which is the best in that one?
2 of the best finishers in the league, without a doubt, Arwin Santos and Gabe Freeman. So fresh shot clock now for San Miguel. And the Beermen use this opportunity to call for an impromptu timeout. 4 minutes and 28 remaining. It's a 14-point lead for San Miguel. PBA's semifinals action continues to unfold from the Araneta Coliseum, where only the strong survive. Vito Lazatin here along with Alex Compton for Solar TV. Villanueva in search of the lineup, and here we go. Runner off the glass, no good. Washington dares to pick up the offensive rebound. And that is last touch, B-Meg Derby ace.
Paul Artadi just all over the place on that possession, knocking the ball out of bounds.
Quick inbound on bodies on the floor as Meyerhofer goes down.
And again, Meyerhofer, who's on the floor, maybe took a shot to his mouth. They're going to get him with the hold on that. I think what the initial play before he got knocked down was he was holding J-Wash, and that was the call that they made.
Shot clock at 14 seconds.
So 9 seconds will remain on the shot clock here of the San Miguel Beermen, with Paul Artadi slapping that out of bounds. Villanueva loses his footing. Llamados will try to capitalize here. James Yap moves in.
And Freeman affecting that shot. James Yap wanting the foul call, but Freeman getting his hand on that basketball and not allowing James to finish.
Six seconds left for San Miguel. Washington against Meyerhofer. He wants the long one.
Oh, tough possession. Ball was in Jay Wash's hands there for a long time before he finally got that challenge 3 up.
Down low to Aliado. Aliado, fall away 2.
You know, Don Aliado has some pretty good post moves and a nice touch on the basketball. There's some guys in this game that you don't want to fall asleep on. Don Aliado's one of them.
Approaching the 3-minute mark now of the third quarter. And Aliado really keeping Freeman out there. Here comes another one from Arwin Santos. This time it's short.
I think they're going to get Meyerhofer again holding Jay Wash off of the basketball. There's been a little bit of color developing here between those two guys in the last few minutes. You know, Meyerhofer's the aggressive, energetic, all over the place rookie, getting tangled up with Jay Wash a couple times here in these last 3 minutes or so.
James Yap will get a rest here as PJ Simon and Nino Canaleta comes in. So now it'll be KG Canaleta trying to contain Jay Washington. Double team on Washington.
Well, Canaleta's a guy who, since Washington came into this team, his minutes have waned significantly, only playing 11 minutes a game because Washington's playing his position and doing such a great job.
And he was there at the right spot to get that offensive rebound. Over to Dominic Uy with this report.
Coach Ryan Gregorio reminding his team, guys, we don't need to overhaul this lead in 1 quarter. Let's just close the gap to 6 or 8 points at the end of the fourth. And also, he said, we need to take care, because once we turn the ball over, wala na tayong laban.
Thank you, Dominic. And Coach Ryan Gregorio definitely has a good point there. You don't want to try to pressure yourself into tying this ball game all in 1 quarter.
Yeah, this is a veteran team. They've been here before. They don't need to win it with the home run play. Just take one at a time.
And PJ Simon with a nice fake at a 3.
That's definitely not the first big 3 he's hit in these playoffs. Cutting this lead back down to single digits. Only a 9-point game now.
Villanueva out to Washington. And that's going to be a foul on Paul Artadi.
You know, Paul Artadi, probably more than anybody in the PBA, gets away with more slaps and hits on the arms. A lot of the other point guards seem to get frustrated because Paul's so quick and he's always there, but he's got these light slaps that he always hits guys on the arm with. That time, got caught by the referees on that play.
Final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Over to Freeman. Freeman finds the lane.
Simple pick and pop there to go ISO for Freeman, and Don Aliado showing out hard on the ball screen allows Freeman to get that open look because nobody rotated in time to stop Freeman's penetration.
And let's take a look now at this power move brought to you by Derby Ace Premium Formula. Dito ka na sa Llamado, starring Tony Washam.
It's just a real simple basketball. Just simple behind the back move. Got the ball up quick before the shot blocker was able to get up in the air.
And Freeman with 15 now in the ball game. And the lead is back to double digits.
How about this? Gabe Freeman matching up on Paul Artadi.
Aliado hands off to Simon. Down to 3 seconds for BMEC Derby Ace.
Oh, great block by Don Ontiveros.
And now Jay Washington with a slam.
And that starts with Don making the big block from behind on KG. Jay Wash getting out the beneficiary, getting the dunk and extending this lead back up to 13 points.